Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Matthew chapter 19, we read about the rich young ruler asking a very, very important question. First, he asks the question, what things shall I do that I might inherit eternal life, or that I might have eternal life? And Jesus goes through some of the commandments, particularly the ones in connection to relationship with other people. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, honor your father and mother, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And this young man then says, all these things I've kept, what am I still lacking? And it goes on to, as you go on to read, you find that the thing that he was lacking was he had violated the commandments in connection to God. You shall have no other gods besides me. And his riches had become his God. And that becomes apparent because when Jesus asked him to go and sell all that he has and give to the poor, he walks away sorrowful. He just couldn't bring himself to do that. But still, this question, what am I still lacking, is a really good question. And I think we should all be asking ourselves from time to time. No matter how much we advance in the spiritual life, no matter how deep we go into the things of God, we should always be asking ourselves this question: what am I still lacking? What is it in my life that I'm still falling short in? Is it some sin that I'm still involved in? Is it some heart condition that I still have? Is it some misunderstanding of scriptures that I have? What am I still lacking? And that's important for us to ask because, one, it'll keep us humble and recognizing the fact that we don't have it all together. We're not perfect, and that we do still lack things, and we want to search out those things that we are lacking. It also shows the heart of wanting to follow God and wanting to follow him more perfectly as we go along. And this is the way that we advance in the spiritual life. If we think we have it all together, if we don't really think that we're really lacking anything, then there's no room for progress. We think, well, we've already arrived. There's nothing more to learn. There's nothing more to acquire. We're already there. But if we can continually ask ourselves this question, okay, what else am I lacking? And then maybe when we come across what we're lacking, we fill in that gap, and then we ask ourselves again, okay, now what am I lacking? And we fill in that gap. And that's how we grow. That's how we get stronger. That's how our faith grows deeper roots, is by continually searching out the things that are amiss in our lives and correcting those things. And that's how we advance and get better and better in the spiritual life. So let's be inspired by this question. Unfortunately, in this case, the individual didn't listen to the Lord, and he didn't plug in that gap and correct what was amiss. But still, the question remains a good question. What am I still lacking? And let's not go away sorrowful when we find out what we're lacking, but to embrace that and to go into that with the challenge of correcting it and getting on the path of the Lord and reaching higher levels of maturity in the spiritual life. So here's some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.